What's going on? Thank you so much for watching that last video. I really didn't expect to make another video, but there was just so many questions and just a lot of conversation on that video. I felt as though I have more advice to give, so if people want it, then feel free, because I had a lot of questions myself when I was going through school and trying to figure out what I was going to do with my tech career, and even now I still have questions. So a lot of these things are things I wish I knew when I was in that situation, and there are things that I may tell you, a few months down the road that I wish I knew now. So I feel as though if I have the information, then why not give it? So if you cannot tell by the thumbnail or title in today's video, we're going to be talking about the importance of internships, because as I mentioned even in that last video, as someone who had an internship, we're going to be talking about the value of that internship. A degree just is not enough. There was plenty of comments saying that everybody's getting a computer science degree, everybody's getting an engineering degree, and a lot of things we can say here I can mainly relate to tech. I'm in tech, I've been in tech, I've never been in another field, but just based on what I see on LinkedIn and what I see in the news and just hearing from friends, these kind of questions and worries and concerns are in other fields as well. So I won't speak definitively on saying it is happening, but just from what I've heard, that similar things are happening where it just doesn't feel like your degree is quite enough. So what can you do to pair with your degree to help in this situation? So that's why I want to talk about the importance of an internship. If you think that you can get a job with just a degree, I don't think so. I think the internship takes it another level. You also have to be very mindful. You can't just take any internship. And we're going to speak tech here, but I guarantee you this applies to a lot of other places. You have to get an internship that aligns with your goals. If you want to be a web developer, then try your hardest to get an internship where you web develop. If you want to be, work with AWS, Salesforce, all those things, then try to get an internship where you're working with these platforms and these companies even, because that's what's going to help you get to the next level and get to where you want to be. It's not always easy, and sometimes it does help. If I did Salesforce, they're like, okay, he learned a platform in a summer, because that's when his internship was. We have faith that he could probably learn AWS in a couple months. It can relate like that, but most of the time, once you do something, for the most part, you're almost stuck to it. I think that companies for a long time have been hiring people in the generic sense, and while it is our job as engineers or product man, it doesn't matter. It's your job to kind of go with the flow, but it's your job to stay up to date with technology and continue learning. Once you're kind of put in a hole, it's hard to get out, even if you get a certification. So just be very mindful of the internship you're going to take. If you're just trying to be a flat-out developer and you don't know quite exactly what you want to be, then fine. I think taking a development job is fun and can still lead you to try different things. But just like I said, just be careful on what you choose, because once they see you have a lot of knowledge in one area, that's kind of what people are going to look out for. Outside of experience, internships can also offer you networking opportunities, resume boosters, and also better job offers. So if you were to take a internship at a bigger company, don't even have to talk Amazon, we don't have to talk Google, we don't have to talk Meta, we don't have to talk any of those big companies. We can even talk like mid-tier companies. If you get a job or an internship at one of those mid-tier companies as an internship, it boosts your resume to levels that would be envious of others. And I say that because some companies just go off the name. So if you let's just keep using Salesforce for an example. Let's say you were a Salesforce developer, a platform one dev for Salesforce at a mid-tier company. Another company that may be smaller but has maybe more resources to give as far as money and compensation, they see that, oh, you worked at this mid-tier company and you were successful there. You have this list of projects that you did, and we like your resume, and you interned with them a whole summer, maybe 2 summers, because I think it's very important that you try to get an internship as quick as possible. Make sure you're ready, because an internship it's not just a walk in the park. Some internships, they work you as if you're a full-time employee. Sometimes they're more mindful that you're in school, so just be mindful of that. But as I said, they're like, you were successful with this company, that's all they needed. That was the checkbox they needed. That's the reassurance they needed. You have a 4-year, you're about to get your 4-year degree in this instance. If you're, about to graduate and get a job, you're about to get your 4-year degree. You have an internship, and not only did you have an internship, you was at a big company and you were mildly successful at it. So if you're a smaller company just looking to gain talent, this is the perfect candidate. And then we can grow as he grows. We can grow with him, and then company and all these things go. So that's something to look at. Just that's why it's important to what position you're taking and what company you're working for, because that can just lead to better opportunities in the future. And even it can lead to an opportunity with them. If you are that's what happened with me. I left such an impression at the company I internship with. There was no doubt that that's where I was going to be. I fielded more offers just to see, but then that was 2020. So let's just say that was 2020. So the smartest thing for me to do was to stay where I was at, and I really didn't have any intention of leaving. But it's almost like in sports, like being a free agent and just seeing the different opportunities for you. But once 2020 hit, obviously it was a smart thing to do for me to stay where I was at. But there was no doubt. It was just a matter of what team I was going to be on, because I had multiple teams because of my networking opportunities. And that's what you should do at any job, but really an internship, because even if those people may not be at that job by the time you're ready or by the time you graduate, they could be at other companies, and they may not remember you off the top of their head, just, oh, I wonder what so-and-so's doing. But if you reach out to them, they're like, oh, I remember, you were a great co-worker. I would love to have you, we'll find a spot for you, so on and so forth. So I think it's just very important to build those network opportunities, and once again, realize that what you're doing and where you are plays a big part into your job prospects in the future. So now we bear the question, what if you're unable to get an internship? This is more where I was talking about in that last video. It's very important for you to do projects, continue networking, hackathons, make sure you get your certification. These are all things that I don't think any one of them can supplement and replace an internship, but you put them together, I think that you have a good shot. So if you're unable to get an internship, that is going to be something they're like, why didn't you get an internship, or have that work experience? But if you're able to, and another thing I would like to bring up is freelancing, but we'll talk about that in the rest of these. If you're able to show that, look, I did a bunch of hackathons, I have the work that I did in those hackathons, I have pictures, trophies, all these things to prove what I did. Also, I have these certifications that I went ahead and got, because there's no age limit or anything on certification. You just take the certification. So if you feel comfortable in what you want to do, which that is a hard part, and that's something that maybe we need to discuss in a different video. It's not going to be easy to know off rip what you want to do. But in saying that, if you just so happen to be one of the few lucky people who do, that is a route you can take. But yeah, if you had those, I even worked in a repair shop, and I think that when my very first interview to even get my internship, they liked that I worked in a repair shop, because it just so happened that the guy was a gamer. So me knowing how to build a PC, because I built my own PC, that's what got me into the repair shop. And then just being around PC and fixing school computers, personal computer, all these computers, that resonated with the guy that was hiring me. So having that knowledge of just being around computers in general led to me ended up getting that internship. And you just never know. Just make sure you put yourself in the closest position to succeed, because that is really my love for gaming is what I could contribute to me getting that internship. Because the first time I applied, I was into gaming, but it was console gaming. I didn't have the money to build a PC. Therefore, I didn't have the internship that I had in my school's repair shop, and I didn't really even get past the first round of interviews. Second time, I'm a little more wiser, and then I have that more experience under my belt. At that point, I was working in a repair shop for a year. That led to just catching the eye of my hiring manager of, wow, so this guy really knows, what he's doing, and he's willing to learn. So just having that experience, it doesn't really matter where that experience comes from. It's just a matter of having that experience. So like I said, getting certifications, completing, working in competitions, hackathons, things like that. That will always boost your resume and to help you get into these positions. Because the thing is, they want to know what you did with your time. I think that's a big part of it as well. So if you don't have an internship, but you've done 5 hackathons and placed top 3, and then you have these side projects, and then what we're about to talk about with freelancing, like you've built websites and all these things for companies, and you have like a portfolio of that, that's going to play a huge part, because like I said, they're worried about what you did with your time and how committed you are. Just getting the 4-year degree is not enough in terms of commitment in these companies' eyes. So as important as it would be for you to get an internship, there are ways to combat that. And so freelancing, I think, is another big one, and you get to make a little extra money on the side. That's something I wish I did. Within the tech industry, it's a little different now because we're 5 years removed from the 2018, 2020 era. But at one point, it was, if you just say I like computers, people thought you could code Facebook. Like, it was just that simple. And now it's a little more difficult just because 2020, I think, upstarted like the I wouldn't say not the consumer, but like not the content creation, but it just started the like online business, online services type of thing. So it's a little more difficult now, but even now though, there's a lot of stuff out there that's not good or quality. So if you're just able to up the quality of what you have and replace that, I think you should be fine. So before we get out of here, I just want to briefly talk about my story, as I already did it a little bit in the video, but I just want to talk about it a little bit more. It's just that important because for me, I got an internship and then I ended up working at the company I internship with. And that's what happens with a lot of people. If you make an impression, make it known you want to stay, they will wait. My company, for me, I was able to co-op, which essentially means I was able to take classes and go and work. For some people, they had to go back to school. Their school was a little further than mine, so they had to go back. They weren't able to co-op. But for those people, they waited. I knew a guy, I think he went to a school like up north, and they waited he internship one summer, and his team loved him so much. They waited the 2 years for him to finish and gave him a job when he was done. So these are the type of things, like I said, just getting it is not enough. You got to make the impressions, you got to do the work. But once you do it, you will be rewarded. So I just want to leave you with that. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask in the comment section down below. And also, like, if I get the question a lot, I'll probably just make a video. But thank you so much for watching. I probably will make another video. Unlike last time I said I might not make another video, we'll see. But I'll probably try to make another video because I just like having that dialogue of just like like-minded people and other professionals or other people trying to get in the profession. It just, gets the gears turning, and it's just cool to have that dialogue. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.